You are going to learn how to DJ and I am going to teach you. My name is Tozy. I'm a music producer, DJ, and by nature of the business, a content creator. And without wasting your time, your job as a DJ will be to play tracks in series but make it sound like it's one long continuous track. Obviously, you can do something creative in the middle, but before you can do that, you need to understand the basics, which is where this video comes in. So what I have in front of me here is a DJ controller, and these range from like $100 all the way to like $2,000 and more. But they kind of like cars, you know, some are nicer than others, but they all get you from point A to point B. I'll have links in the description for controllers at any price range if you're in the market for a new controller. But just so you know, for beginners, the FLX4 is the best bang for your money. Anyway, the one that I have here is the DDJ 1000 from Pioneer, and although all controllers are different, the layout is more or less the same. So on either side of the controller, we have the deck or the player section, and in the middle, we have the mixer section. On the player section or the deck, this is where you play the track that you have selected. And these are exactly identical to each other. So everything that I say about this one will still apply to this one. And then this big thing here is called the jog wheel, this. And this is a modern representation of a vinyl disc. In many ways, it behaves like a vinyl disc. And like I said, the player section is where you play the track that you have loaded. And to load a track, it might be different from controller to controller, but on this one, you use this knob. So you use it to scroll, you just spin it to scroll, and then you press it down to select. So if I press here, it selects, and then scroll down. If I press it again, it loads the track. And then down here, we have the play button, and it does exactly what you would expect. So if you press it, it plays, and if you press it again, it pauses like this. And if I press it again, the track pauses. Play, pause. And then above it, we have the Q button, and this one is very interesting. So if the track is playing and you press it, it stops and goes back to the beginning. And if the track is not playing, if you press and hold it, the track continues to play for as long as you hold. And then if you let go, it stops. So again, if the track is playing, if I press Q, it'll stop. Just like that. And if I press and hold, the track will continue to play for as long as I hold it. And if I let go, it stops. And then to the right of those buttons, we have the performance pads. We don't need to get into these now. We just need to understand the basics. And then to the right, we have the tempo fader, and we're going to get into more detail about this in a few. For now, let's move on to the mixer section, which is this part here in the middle. This is where you control the volume and other properties of the tracks that you're playing on the decks. And then these knobs here in the middle, the three in the middle, are what we call the 3-band EQ. So this one controls the low frequencies, this one in the middle controls the mid frequencies, and this one on top controls the high frequencies. So if I play the track, and let me just fast forward it. If it's playing and I turn this one to the left, the bass and basically the low frequencies go out. And if I turn this one to the left, the mid frequencies go out. And this one is the high frequencies, which are the ones that are remaining right now. And if I turn it down, they all go out. So this is mids, this is lows, and this one is highs. Keep in mind that we never use these to boost frequencies, so they never have to go above the 12 o'clock position. If they're in the 12 o'clock position, then it means that they're at the maximum volume. And if you turn them to the right, then it just doesn't sound right. Don't do that. And then right under that, we have the color effects. Now on most controllers, this controls the filter. So this is like the 3-band EQ, but with one knob. So if it's selected, if I do this, it's the same as doing this. Really. So it's like the 3-band EQ, but with one knob. And again, as you can tell, it says 1 here and here it says 2. So this controls deck 1 and this one controls deck 2. And then to the right of that, we have the beat effects. Now this is different from controller to controller, and what beat effect you might have depends on the controller that you have. So if the track is playing and you select deck 1 here, if you press this on off button and you raise the level, then the echo, which is the one selected here, can be heard basically. And the effects that you have depend on the controller that you have, like I said. And then this thing here is what we call the volume fader. So this is like a volume knob, but in the form of a fader. So if it's all the way up, then it means that it's at the maximum volume. And if it's here, then it means it's silent. So if I press play and I turn it all the way down, track goes away. And if it comes back up. And then this one at the bottom here is what we call the crossfader, and it basically controls what you hear either on the left or on the right. So if it's all the way on the right and I press play, you can't hear this track because it's on the left. And if I drag it here, then you can hear it. But this time you wouldn't be able to hear the track that's playing on this side because it's all the way to the left. But normally you just want to keep it in the middle, unless you're like a scratch DJ, then of course you'd be using this a lot. But I am not a scratch DJ, so I hardly use this thing. Just keep it here in the middle. And then above the volume faders, we have the cue buttons. Now these allow you to listen to music that the audience cannot hear as a DJ. Even if the volume fader is all the way down, I can still hear the track on my headphones. I'm just going to play it now, and you cannot hear anything right now. But if I bring my headphones to the microphone, hopefully you were able to hear that. So that will make a lot of sense once we get to the transitioning. For now, we're going to get into beat matching, and to beat match, we obviously need to load the second track here on deck 2. And like I said, this is the knob that we use on my controller. It might be different on yours. So I'm just going to scroll down here and tap on it or click it to load the second track, and this is what it sounds like. Just gonna scroll to the track sounds like that. Now if you take any two tracks and play them at the same time, this is what you get. Or if you go somewhere in the middle of the tracks, you get something like this. Yeah, that doesn't sound good, and you shouldn't do that ever. So the reason why that happens is because the tracks are running at different speeds. So this is at a BPM of 125, and this one is running at 122. The higher the BPM, the faster the track, and the lower the BPM, the slower the track. So before you can play two tracks at the same time, you need to make sure that they're running at the same speed, and that's where the tempo fader comes in. So you can either lower this one down to the speed of this one by moving it up, or you can speed this one up to the speed of this one by dragging it down to 125. So if it's playing at 125 and this one is playing at 125, then the songs are playing at the same speed. And if I play them at the same time right now, it should be at least good to listen to. So now, as a human being, you can never be on time every time that you press the play button, and that's where the jog wheel comes in. So if this track is playing and I press play on this one but not on time, maybe like this, it doesn't sound good, but the tracks are playing at the same BPM. So what you can do when that happens is to either speed up or slow down the track periodically using the jog wheel. So if the track is playing and you do this, you are speeding up the track, but as soon as you let go of this thing, it goes back to its original speed. And if you turn it anti-clockwise, then you're slowing it down. And if you let go, it goes back to its original speed. So kind of like this. If I do this, the track speeds up. And if I let go, it goes back to its original speed. And if I do this, it'll slow down. And then as soon as I let go, it goes back to its original speed. So it's very different from the tempo fader, which does this. It slows it down and then speeds it up, but it stays there. So that. So depending on whether the track is ahead or behind of the one that you're playing, you might need to speed up or slow down. If it's behind, you speed it up to catch up, and if it's ahead, then you slow it down so the other one can catch up. So I'm gonna bring this track to the same speed again, 125, and press play on this one. So if I press play on this one, it's behind. So if I do this, it is now perfectly in time with the other track. And if it's ahead like this, I will need to slow it down, kind of like this. And now the tracks are in time with each other. But like I said, your job as a DJ is to play the tracks in series, but make it sound like it's one long continuous track. So while track 1 is playing, you as the DJ are preparing track 2, and you match the BPM and you make sure that it comes in at the right time. So I'm going to give you steps that you can take to do this effectively. So step 1 is obviously to match the BPM of track 1 while it's playing. Step 2 is to kill the lows of track 2 before you bring it in, so that the tracks don't clash, because if there's two basses coming in from two tracks, they will clash and it doesn't sound nice. Step 3 is to enable the headphones so that you can be able to hear the track on your headphones and beat match. Step 4 is to press play at the right time on track 1, and then step 5 is to beat match using the jog wheel, either clockwise or anti-clockwise, depending on whether the track is ahead or behind. And then step 6 is to slowly bring in track 2, because all this time you're listening to it on your headphones and you're beat matching on your headphones. So the next step is to bring it in slowly, not like that, just slowly, so that it blends in nicely. And then step 7 is to wait for the right time and switch the low frequencies of track 1 with those of track 2. So you take out the lows of track 1 and bring in the lows of track 2. And then step 8, is it 8 or 9? You slowly take out track 1 like that. And just like that, you've completed a transition. I will do it now so that it makes a lot more sense. But for a more in-depth tutorial where every step is guided, you can check out my Modern DJ course, which is on my website. I also have a laptop-only course for those of you who don't have controllers yet. The link will be in the description. So now I'm going to do the mix, and I'm going to show the steps that I told you about on the screen so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. So and that's how you complete a transition, and then you do that over and over again and you have a complete DJ mix. It's very simple. Like I said, if you're in the market for a new controller, I'll have them linked below at any price range, along with my DJing course for those of you who might want to take it. To watch more videos from me, click here and I'll see you there. Peace.